The dust-covered windows of the Crossroads Motel hold secrets that whisper louder than any human voice could ever speak. Here, on the desolate stretch of Highway 16, a forgotten narrative of human longing and unresolved pain silently echoes through weathered walls and abandoned rooms. Every cracked tile and peeling wallpaper tells a story of displacement, of moments frozen in time, of lives interrupted and connections severed. The landscape surrounding this forgotten structure speaks a language of absence. Where once vibrant human experiences thrived, now only echoes remain. When Michael Reese first pulled his weathered pickup to the motel's gravel shoulder, he recognized something deeper than mere architectural decay. This wasn't just an abandoned building, but a complex emotional terrain mapped by generations of unspoken experiences. The faded neon sign, hanging askew like a broken memory, suggested histories far more intricate than simple abandonment. Each architectural scar represented a human story, a fragment of lived experience compressed into physical remnants that whispered of longing, loss, and the profound resilience of human memory. Investigating the interior revealed layers of interrupted narratives. A child's forgotten teddy bear rested on a dust-covered dresser, its button eyes holding silent witness to some long-ago departure. Half-written letters yellowed with age suggested conversations never completed, dreams suspended in temporal limbo. Fragmented photographs with fraying edges seemed to capture moments just before transformation, before some fundamental rupture occurred that would alter familial trajectories forever. The Crossroads wasn't merely a building. It was an archive of human emotion, a repository of unresolved tensions and suppressed histories. Local testimonies and meticulously gathered evidence began revealing the Harlow family's complex narrative. For 3 generations, they had operated this roadside establishment, carrying a weight of unspoken tragedy embedded in the very foundation of their enterprise. Elderly townspeople spoke in hushed tones about a dark event in the late 1960s, something that transformed the motel from a thriving business into a landscape of quiet mourning. The transformation wasn't sudden, but gradual, like a slow emotional erosion that eventually consumed the family's collective spirit. Courthouse records and fragmented oral histories gradually unveiled a narrative more complex than initial appearances suggested. A potential murder, a mysterious disappearance, generations of carefully maintained silence, all converged within these walls. The story wasn't linear but multidimensional, with each discovered detail adding complexity to an already intricate human drama. Family photographs revealed subtle tensions, forced smiles, strategic positioning that suggested underlying conflicts, moments of performative normalcy masking deeper emotional turbulence. Michael's investigation transcended mere historical documentation. He was mapping an emotional geography, understanding how physical spaces absorb and preserve human experience. The Crossroads Motel became a metaphorical landscape representing countless untold stories existing just beneath the surface of ordinary American life. Each room represented a chapter, each architectural detail a paragraph, and a narrative waiting to be deciphered, understood, and ultimately respected. The motel's architectural language spoke volumes about societal transformations. Its design reflected mid-century optimism, clean lines, functional spaces promising mobility and opportunity. Yet its current state revealed the fragility of those promises, how quickly prosperity could dissolve, how economic and personal narratives intertwine in unpredictable ways. The building itself became a text, its structural changes narrating broader social shifts, economic migrations, and the persistent American dream of reinvention. Sunset painted the highway in muted oranges, casting long shadows across the abandoned parking lot. Michael understood that some mysteries resist complete resolution. They demand acknowledgement rather than explanation, respect instead of complete revelation. The Crossroads Motel stood as a testament to human complexity, a silent monument to stories carried, secrets preserved, and the profound interconnectedness of our shared human experience. Beyond individual narratives, the motel represented a broader cultural phenomenon. It embodied the transient nature of American life, where mobility and displacement are constant companions. Roadside establishments like these are more than mere infrastructure. They are transitional spaces where personal and collective histories intersect, where anonymous travelers momentarily connect, leaving behind subtle emotional residues that accumulate over decades. As darkness descended, Michael recognized that the true power of this place wasn't in solving its mysteries, but in bearing witness. The Crossroads Motel was a profound meditation on memory, silence, and the invisible threads connecting generations. Its walls didn't just contain stories. They were stories, breathing silently, waiting for someone patient enough to listen, compassionate enough to understand the nuanced human experiences embedded within its architectural memory. What secrets lie dormant in the forgotten spaces between memory and abandonment? Along Highway 16, where asphalt stretches like a gray ribbon through forgotten American landscapes, there stands a motel, silent, weathered, holding stories that whisper just beyond comprehension. This isn't merely an abandoned building. It's a testament to human complexity, a silent witness to generations of unspoken narratives that pulse beneath seemingly mundane surfaces. The Starlight Motel, once a beacon of mid-century optimism, now sits like a faded postcard against the dusty Texas backdrop. Its peeling paint and cracked windows tell a story far more intricate than simple architectural decay. Every weathered doorframe and rust-stained wall harbors fragments of human experience, moments of hope, desperation, love, and profound loss. In 1962, this motel represented more than just temporary shelter for weary travelers. It was a crossroads of human stories, a transitional space where lives intersected momentarily, leaving invisible imprints that would echo through decades. The original owner, Frank Holloway, a World War II veteran with haunted eyes and meticulous maintenance habits, constructed this motel as a symbol of post-war American resilience. Frank's design was deliberate, 12 rooms arranged in a precise U-shape, each with a distinct view of the highway and surrounding scrubland. He believed in symmetry, in order, perhaps as a response to the chaos he'd witnessed during the war. Every room was meticulously maintained, with crisp linens and polished surfaces that spoke of discipline and hope. But beneath this orderly facade, complex human dramas unfolded. Room 7, for instance, became infamous among local historians. In the summer of 1967, a young couple, Sarah Mitchell and Michael Rodriguez, checked in, their relationship a defiance against small-town racial tensions. Their brief stay became a microcosm of societal struggles, their love a quiet rebellion against prevailing prejudices. The motel's architectural layout itself became a metaphor for human connection. Each room, while seemingly isolated, was part of an intricate system. Walls that appeared solid were actually thin membranes through which emotions, conversations, and unspoken tensions traveled. Sound would drift between rooms. A child's distant cry, a lover's whispered promise, a traveler's muffled sob. By the mid-1970s, the Starlight began showing signs of economic decline. The interstate highway system was redirecting traffic, rendering roadside motels increasingly obsolete. Frank Holloway, aging and increasingly isolated, watched as his carefully constructed world slowly disintegrated. Each vacant room became a memorial to vanishing dreams. Technological shifts and changing social dynamics accelerated the motel's transformation. What was once a vibrant intersection of human stories gradually became a liminal space, neither fully alive nor completely abandoned. Passing truckers and occasional urban explorers would glimpse its skeletal remains, sensing something profound yet indefinable. Forensic architectural analysis reveals fascinating layers of human interaction. Faded wallpaper contains microscopic evidence of multiple occupants. Skin cells, hair fragments, trace emotional residues that scientific instruments can now detect. Each room is a palimpsest, with stories written, erased, and rewritten across decades. The economic narrative of the Starlight Motel mirrors broader American socioeconomic transitions. From post-war optimism to industrial decline, from racial segregation to emerging multiculturalism, this modest structure captured nuanced societal transformations. Its 12 rooms became a microcosmic representation of larger cultural shifts. Interviews with local historians and descendants of original visitors reveal complex narratives. Margaret Holloway, Frank's granddaughter, describes the motel as an emotional archive, a place where human experiences were temporarily suspended, preserved like insects in amber. Each room contained entire universes of human experience, compressed into fleeting moments. Environmental records suggest the motel's location was strategically chosen. Positioned at a geological junction where different soil compositions intersect, the site itself seemed to embody transition and liminality. Frank Holloway, with an intuitive understanding beyond mere construction, recognized this spatial significance. Forensic preservation efforts now treat the Starlight not as a decaying structure, but as a cultural artifact. Researchers meticulously document every crack, every peeling paint layer, understanding that these are not mere signs of deterioration, but historical text waiting to be read. The motel's story transcends physical architecture. It represents a profound meditation on human transience, how we move through spaces, leave nearly imperceptible marks, and continue our journeys. Each room is a temporary sanctuary, each traveler a brief custodian of momentary existence. As twilight descends on Highway 16, the Starlight Motel stands, a silent sentinel holding generations of unspoken stories. Its weathered walls continue to whisper, reminding us that every seemingly mundane location carries profound human complexity. In its abandoned rooms, the echoes of countless lives resonate, inviting us to listen, to remember, to understand. The dust-covered windows of the Crossroads Motel hold secrets that whisper louder than any human voice could ever speak. Here, on the desolate stretch of Highway 16, a forgotten narrative of human longing and unresolved pain silently echoes through weathered walls and abandoned rooms. A lone traveler's unexpected discovery would unravel a tapestry of generational silence that had been carefully preserved by time and neglect. When Michael Reese first pulled his weathered pickup to the motel's gravel shoulder, he saw more than just an abandoned building. He recognized a landscape of unspoken memories. The motel stood as a silent witness to decades of human complexity, its faded neon sign and crumbling facade concealing stories that had never been told. Each room held fragments of lives interrupted. A child's forgotten teddy bear on a dust-covered dresser, a half-written letter yellowed with age, photographs whose edges were fraying like the memories they once preserved. The Crossroads wasn't just a building. It was a repository of human emotion, a silent archive of dreams, tragedies, and connections that had never found resolution. Through meticulous investigation and unexpected local testimonies, Michael began piecing together the motel's hidden narrative. The Harlow family, who had owned and operated the establishment for 3 generations, carried a weight of unspoken tragedy that seemed embedded in the very foundation of the building. Whispers from elderly townspeople suggested a dark event in the late 1960s. something that transformed the motel from a thriving roadside business into a place of quiet mourning. Old newspaper clippings, faded courthouse records, and fragmented oral histories gradually reveal the complex story of love, loss, and the kind of family secret that small towns know how to keep. A mysterious disappearance, a potential murder, generations of silence, all converged within these.